Bienvenidos, damas y caballeros. I apologize. This is the wrong speech. Hakuna Matata. Welcome to the Circle of Life. Superintendent Warren, school board members, Principal Howard, faculty and staff, parents, friends, and of course, my wonderful, loving family. Class of 2013, I am humbled, honored, and above all, blessed to have the privilege to speak before you today. Before we commence, I would like to pay tribute to the late Sierra Scotts, who should be graduating with us today. Today, she will be receiving her diploma from God. Throughout this bittersweet day, most of you have sat in reflection. Reflecting about the 12 years that we have invested into formal education. Reflecting about the people that have shaped us into the wonderful ladies and gentlemen that we are today. Reflecting about these days of our lives that we will never see again. I too have sat in reflection. What if I trip in front of everyone? What if I'm the only one laughing at my jokes, like always? You'd be surprised. Nobody even told me what to do with my hands. I'm not exactly sure how to feel today. There's a mix of emotions that reflects the experiences that have brought every single one of us here to this milestone. And as I sat in reflection a few days ago, I noticed a pattern that is prevalent of both the macrocosm, that is the universe, and the microcosm, that is the mind. When we first walk in somewhere, we are fearful. And then we meet new people and encounter new experiences that open up our eyes. We become ambitious. And when we become elusive, when we think that our goals are infinite, we realize that everything comes to an end. Well, I was growing up in Colombia, in South America. My mother used to walk me by the river. It beautifully reflected the monumentality of the Andes Mountains and brought a peaceful aura with the sounds of the tropics. One day, when I was 3, I drifted off from my mom and was bitten by a stray mud. I was traumatized. When I was 10, I decided to go for a jog when this vicious dog started chasing me. I ran in circles for a good 20 minutes. Of course, this was back then when 5th graders didn't have phones, so my parents didn't know. Luckily, my mom saw my reflection and began to yell at my dad, "Oh, Felipe is getting attacked!" Apparently, my dad was in the shower, so he threw on the quickest outfit he could find and ran out to save me from this man-eating creature. This little, tiny, 10-pound chihuahua that is about as big as my head. That day, I reflected on the value of courage. It does not mean that we are free from fear. It means facing up to your fears when your gut is begging you otherwise. Fear is an idea of the microcosm of the mind. Fear is a boundary that only we place upon ourselves. We shall remove that boundary and we shall live beyond our limits. Become ambitious, dream big, turn your dreams into goals and turn your goals into accomplishments. Oddly enough, I like to associate people by what animals they look like. It helps me remember names, appearances, and personalities. There's a meaning behind this strange behavior of mine. In education, we are taught to fit into conformity. We become the avid followers of the rectitude of math and science. And we are taught to reflect upon the liberality of history and language. Sometimes, we're not taught the things that also carry our most importance. We must learn through failure, through pain, and through our own imagination. Albert Einstein proclaims, "Logic will get you from point A to point B. Imagination will get you anywhere." Take 5 minutes a day and sit in silence and solitude and let your mind drift off. Reflect. You will discover your potential and you will go places. I imagine all the time, daydreaming, as my teachers like to call it. While I was born, my dad held me up in the air like a trophy in the sky, kind of how Rafiki holds Simba and presents him to the jungle. I know this because my dad tells this story every single Thanksgiving. The lion became an important symbol in my life. He is a reflection of wisdom and self-identity. If there's anything I would like for you to remember today, is to never, ever, ever stop learning. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, an investment in education always pays the best interest. As we grew up, we began to appreciate different styles and develop unique personalities. Keep it up. Dare to stand out. Dare to allow your creativity to reflect your character. Carry out your endeavors with panache, with your personal style and flamboyance. 2 little mice fell into a bucket of cream. The first mouse easily gave up and drowned. The second mouse struggled and struggled so hard, taking away at his challenges, that he turned that cream into butter, and he crawled out. Ladies and gentlemen, as of this moment, we are that second mouse. The journey that we reflect on today has been anything but easy, but we made it. Ladies and gentlemen, we started from the bottom, but now we're here. Today feels like the end of something, but it's all part of nature. It's nature's way of clearing away with the old and making room for the new. It's a cycle of the macrocosm to convert the present into the past and the past into history. My friends, we have written history together. Why stop here? Let us reflect on the past. Let us experience the present. And let us write the future. Imagine your first day of kindergarten. You are savagely holding on to your mother's right leg as she drags you to a door far larger than you have ever seen. You see a euphoric catastrophe that reflects laughter, fear, and innocence. It seems so nerve-wracking. You become best friends with a complete stranger on the first day. You dig up worms together. You ride the bus together. And you watch them open up their acceptance letter to college. Wow, what a ride with a stranger. That is the beauty of childhood. New beginnings. Here's a toast to our fears. Here's a toast to our dreams. Here's a toast to a new beginning, to new friendships. Live long, prosper, and above all, continue writing our story so that the children of our children will grow to speak of us and they will say, "This was the finest hour. These were the rebels of 2013. Hakuna Matata, my friends. Thank you.